Hey guys, Scott back again with a new beer dissection video, or I'm going to call today a beer adventure video. Um, what I have is, and I'll explain why I'm doing it now in a second, but Modelo Chelada, okay? I'm sure you've seen this. I've done a beer review. I pitted Modelo against Corona. I don't even mind Modelo. It's like, an average, below average Vienna lager. But I've seen this, and I never really quite understood the fascination with it because I've seen it around for a while. And even Budweiser now is doing, I think Bud Light, they have it mixed with lemon and lime. And I remember looking at this going, they're doing it with, actually I'm on the Spanish section, but that's tomato. It's like, I'm presuming it's their regular Vienna lager, the Modelo Dark Especial, and they're putting in tomato, I'm presuming tomato juice, who knows, salt and lime. Now the salt and lime doesn't faze me because, right, we think of margaritas, there's a lot of seltzers that have lemon, lime, salt. If you're familiar with Gosas, they use salt and coriander, and it's like a little acidic. But I just couldn't quite, for a long time I've seen this. I'm like, I never really bought it because I was like, who wants a big one like this if I don't like it? Or, definitely not a 6-pack of it. But I figured, since I've been doing this beer channel, I'm like, let me try this thing out because maybe I can either be enlightened on the mixture of tomato, lime, and salt inside of a Modelo beer. Be great. Or I'll save all of you guys, some money and not even bother with this. They have other ones. I don't know what Chelada means in Spanish, if it's a mixture of things, because I've seen some that are just salt, lime, lemon, or they're another like tropical fruit that's mixed in there. So maybe it just means, maybe after I record this video, I'm going to look it up to see if it has some specific meaning, that it's just a hodgepodge of a few different fruits and spices and things like that. But this one in particular, again, Modelo, which shouldn't be unfamiliar to you. Okay, Modelo is pretty popular these days. Those that like to drink Corona. And again, I did do a beer face-off between Corona and Modelo. If that stuff interests you, take a look under beer face-off. So with the refreshing flavors of tomato, salt, and lime. So I figured, why not? What the hell? Let's just try this thing out. Brewed in Mexico. And that's pretty much all the distinguishing information on here. I'm not even going to start looking for IBU units and whatever. I'm sure this beer and this review today is going to be solely on, in my opinion, okay, if tomato, lemon, and lime actually mix and taste good. But, it's been around for a while, so they must have a market for it. If you are of Spanish Mexican heritage and you love this, it's 3.5% alcohol, so it's pretty low, and that's it. So it's very, very sessionable. It's actually sitting in like your American light lager territory of alcoholic strength. So if you do happen to kind of guzzle one of these, it probably won't hurt you too bad. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get right into this. And we'll see if this Modelo Chelada works. Again, in my opinion, if you guys have had it, you like it, you don't like it, or like I said, if I open up the door for myself, this is really good, surprisingly. I'm expecting I'm not going to like it. I got to tell you that, but I'm going to try not to talk too much about that until I get this thing opened. And either one, I'll enlighten myself, and maybe some of you viewers there, or I'm going to confirm that it's really as gnarly as it sounds with the tomato. I think it's the tomato. It's not the lime or the salt. I think it's just the tomato that's kind of drives me nuts. So this Chelada has tomato in it. The other ones, like I said, I've seen them, I think, with, I don't know if it's mango. It was one of the tropical fruits, lemon, salt, lime. Okay, so let's pour this out. I'm just using a regular pint glass. And as I'm pouring it, and I'll show you on screen here in just a second, it has a little bit of that orange tinge to it. Kind of like someone took V8 juice or tomato juice and poured it into a Modelo, which is, I guess, what they're looking for. So let me show this to you right away. It almost looks like it has strawberry in it. you know, pretty dense, typical foam head for the Modelo. I've had the Modelo just recently, and I did a review. I don't think I did a standalone beer review of it or beer dissection, but like I said, I did do the Corona face-off with it. So I've just had this recently. So the head looks very familiar to that one. I would expect it to be less because sometimes there's tomatoes and oils and things like that will break down the carbonation head on the glass. As you can see, hopefully, it's kind of got this amber to reddish, pinkish kind of look to it, which again, I'm assuming is coming from the tomatoes. But I don't know, it just kind of looks very murky, you know, doing triathlons and swimming in the some of these murky, swampy waters. And looking at the head right now, it actually looks kind of nasty. It looks like, you know, someone did pour tomato. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. In the top of it, like there was been a murder in my glass. Okay. All right, let me take a smell of the aroma. And if you just watched me, I kind of already took a sniff of it. It smells like exactly a V8 / tomato juice. Probably more tomato juice than V8. V8 actually has a lot of other spices in it. Smells, I don't really smell beer here at all. Smells like, you know, tomato juice in seltzer water. That's what it smells like. And looking at it, you know, you see a lot of the, which I like tomato juice. I like V8. I just don't know how it's going to go with this beer. When you look at it, you got all the floating mess from probably tomato parts. Okay, like if you were making a sauce, okay, on a Sunday. But again, it smells like tomato. I don't get really any lime or citrus on the nose. Doesn't really look much like a Modelo beer in there. But I guess if it's the light lager one, you wouldn't know. So let's take a swig of this. So I'm recording this, so if I fall over in my chair here, I'll have something for America's Funniest Videos. All right. So cheers. Sorry about the coughing. Got the allergies here. Filming this in the spring. and the pollen's been crazy. Oh. It basically tastes like, you know, you get the tomato, there's obviously some saltiness to it. And there's that little tang of lime, you know, like citrus, if you had lemon or lime in there. It's like a, but I got to tell you what, I don't think it works for me at least, you know, with the tomato juice. It's just kind of like this dank, funky, if you had a really poorly made Bloody Mary, that really had no spices or whatever in it. I mean, this has got lemon, tomato. Maybe if this worked with V8, like if I took a Modelo and put a V8 in there with some flavor, this is just kind of this murky, dank, like someone opened up a can of Red Pack tomato stuff and threw it in some seltzer water, or maybe put a sprig. I think it, you know, and you know, you even get a little bit of the particle from the tomato on your tongue, which isn't the most pleasant thing. Tastes nothing like beer other than having some carbonation there. I don't know, guys. I guess if I was already intoxicated and I had something like this, it would go right over my head. I wouldn't be thinking about it, but I'm so dialed into this right now that it's just this kind of like a poorly made, like I said, poorly made Bloody Mary, because I know there's alcohol in it, with a little spritz of lime. There's obviously you get a little bit of the salinity from the salt there. I don't know, just, I could tell you what, I'm glad I'm trying it. It's not something that I would probably ever buy again, but I'm glad I'm, you know, at least making an informed decision on that. And I don't really quite understand the fascination for it because you see it all the time in the stores. I did purchase another one, depending on when you're watching this video. I think the one with just the lime and the salt that I have, that I'm going to probably do a video on, that one I'm expecting better things from. I just don't think the tomato works. But you know what? If this is a hot thing in Mexico or Latin America, I'd like people to chime in and let me know. I just don't see it. Maybe it's like Vegemite in Australia, and here on the East Coast in New Jersey, we have pork roll, or quote unquote Taylor ham for those northerners in New Jersey, or Spam in Hawaii. You know, there's kind of this acquired taste thing. But it doesn't even taste like beer. Again, it tastes like seltzer with some tomato juice and maybe a spritz of lemon and salt in there. You know, maybe I could hallucinate and think I have a little bit like a carbonated Bloody Mary at the very most, but I don't know if they use this as mixers. Like maybe if you were mixing it with other things or pepper, it would work, but I just don't quite get it. I mean, I'll probably, just because I'm not going to be wasteful, I'll finish drinking this can. It's not like I'm going to be like vomiting anytime soon, but I just don't get it. It's kind of like this, I guess, dank pond scum with tomato juice. Like, you know, like if you had a very watery sauce, tomato sauce that you had in there, or you poured, you know, diluted or something like that. But that's pretty much it. I don't really have much more to say to it. So again, this is, sometimes I do these videos, I'm actually, you know, giving my opinion on dissecting the beer, or informing you, or doing a face-off, or talking about history. This one was just me be the guinea pig for those of you who have never had this either. Maybe you had the same inquiring in mind that I had. Is like, what the hell does this taste like? Why is there tomato in it? So, you know, I'm not even going to grade it, because, I mean, for me, I give it an F. You know, not much more there. I will never probably buy it again unless someone chimes in and informs me and says, oh no, do it with this, do it with that. The other Chelada, again, I have a feeling that term means mixture of things, because the other one I have doesn't have tomato juice in it. It's got lime and salt. So if you're watching this and that interests you, I'm not sure what order I'll be putting these videos on and how quickly they'll be posted, but you can see what I say about that one. On that one, I'm expecting better things from it. I think it's just this tomato. I just can't get past it, because it's just kind of like very watery tomato juice. And if there was more spices in it, like if I took some pepper, like I do sometimes with my V8 or my tomato juice, you know, put some fresh pepper in there. Or if you're thinking maybe a little Tabasco, like I was making a Bloody Mary, maybe it'd be okay. It's just, you know, kind of a very dank, you know, Bud Light with tomato, a can of Red Pack tomatoes sauce in there. All right, guys, so I won't go on and on about it. Today's beer dissection / inquisition was Modelo Chelada. Not my favorite, but by all means, enlighten me if you guys have other opinions about it. All right, guys, until the next beer video, have a great day. Take care. Bye.